Hey y'all,
Hey y'all.
hey y'all, hey y'all.
Look at Q with her singing ass. Let's get to the show.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Q, and today I am making pizza puffs, y'all. Chicago style pizza puffs. Alright. I remember my first time trying this was here in Minnesota. I haven't actually tried them from Chicago, but I have been to Chicago. I've been to Chicago multiple times on my stop throughs on my way to St. Louis, and actually I've been there when I was doing a play. I was in a play, and we went to this big family reunion. We were with Sounds of Blackness. And it was really fun. I had a great time. And so I actually have a picture of myself in Chi-Town. That was your girl. Lord have mercy. Lord of mercy. Yeah. And now I'm cutting up some sweet basil. Y'all saw me cut up some white onion and some green bell pepper. Now I'm slicing up some sweet basil. But yeah, your girl, I've been fine for a very long time. But anywho's, now we're going to put together the dough for the tortilla that is the actual wrap for the pizza puff. Like I thought, when I first went into making this, I thought it was like a puff pastry. I thought it was a pizza dough, but it's not. It's a tortilla. It's an actual flour tortilla. And I got the recipe. I'll put her name into the video. I can't think of it right this second, but I will put it into the text. So right now we have 3 cups of flour. We have a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. Then I added in some 100% grapeseed oil, some warm water, and now I'm stirring it all up. Yes, stirring it all up. And now I'm putting my hands into it to bring the dough together. I added some more water. I'm going to wind up adding some more water and a little bit more flour because I had added too much water and it made it way too sticky. So then I added a little bit more water and it was a little more flour, and it was just right. So right now I'm just bringing it all together, and I'm using gold medal bread flour, which in a recipe like this, it didn't really change. It's no real big difference between this and all purpose. It's still doing the same thing. So, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm just kneading the dough, and I kneaded that dough for about 10 minutes. So I'm not going to show y'all all of that, but I'm going to go ahead and start the sauce. I'm going to show y'all the sauce. And so we're going to start with a hot pot with some 100% grapeseed oil. We're going to add in the onion and the bell pepper. And because these are my way, I'm doing these pizza puffs my way, we're adding in some black garlic. Yes, I am smashing this black garlic with my fork. And so I'm going to put it in there because it's so soft. The texture of it is very, very soft. So it really just kind of blended in very well into this sauce. And the flavor was so delicious. I put in 2 whole black garlic cloves, and I like I said, I use my fork to smash them up, and you see how well it just starts to blend in with the onions and the sweet bell pepper. Very delicious, extremely, just a beautiful, like I said, a beautiful mellow type of flavor. Sweet, very delicious, but it gets its point across, you feel me? Now we have some Johnsonville sausage, some Italian sausage, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there and start to brown that up. Now with this, I didn't add in like a ground turkey meat, but I use turkey pepperoni instead of regular pepperoni because I already had a pork component and I wanted to kind of switch it up a bit. So go ahead and ground up that meat. And I mean, it's so full of flavor. This was so full of flavor. I didn't have to add a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying? A whole lot of, but I did it my way. So I'm going to show y'all how we put it together. Now that the meat has been browning, I'm going to go ahead and grab these turkey pepperoni and cut those up into the ground sausage and the onions and the peppers and that black garlic. I wish y'all could smell. I wish it was a such thing as smell-o-vision, because y'all talking about delicious, talking about aromatic, talking about aroma and just delicious smell. And so I used about that whole package of pepperoni, and I cut them up like that to make it easier for them to blend into the actual meat sauce, because this is going to be like a paste. And speaking of paste, I put in some diced tomatoes, and I used tomato paste, and that was the entire sauce. I did add in other flavor agents, of course, but I didn't want this to be runny, and I didn't want it to be watery. So now we're going to season the meat. We added in some garlic powder, some paprika. Hey, paprika, what up, girl? Threw in some of that Korean red pepper flake, because I'm out of regular red pepper flake, so I use that. Some onion powder, some red cooking wine, just a dibble of dap, for the flavor, but not too much to make it runny, you know what I'm saying? And some balsamic vinegar and some perfect pinch Italian seasoning. And of course, some fresh black pepper. All right, so now that I've added in these seasonings, we're going to also go ahead and start giving it a stir. My bad. We're going to go ahead and give that a stir. And as you can see, it's starting to come together. But now, like I said, speaking of that paste, we're going to add in a can of tomato paste. And that's going to make this delicious and saucy. You know what I'm saying? That's where the sauce is going to come into play. And it already has enough liquid so that it's going to distribute through that tomato paste. And it's going to create that type of paste that I was telling you about. Because we want this to be nice and chunky and thick. You don't want it to be watery. This is not spaghetti sauce. You know what I'm saying? This is a pizza filling, right? So then we're going to throw in some sugar, not a whole lot, just enough to, curb that acidity. And then we're going to throw in a little bit of seasoning salt. You know what I'm saying? Not too much, because of course the pepperoni has its own salt. The sausage, of course, has its own salt. And I tasted it, and it tasted fantastic. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw in that sweet basil at the end. Yes. Look at that. It's starting to get all happy. If y'all hear a little creaking, a little movement, that's just me moving around in my bed, y'all. As I do my voiceovers. I like to be nice and comfortable when I do these, It just creates the vibe. So now we're going to go ahead and start cutting up this dough. Yes. And now that I look back on it, the amount of dough that I had and that I used, I could have made double the amount of these pizza puffs that I made. Like, I could have cut you see how I cut that into fourths? I should have cut that into eighths. And it would have been 8 pizza puffs, but they would have been smaller. So I like to be able to, one and done my food sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So this was all good. I'm cool with this right here. You know what I'm saying? Rolling it out nice and thin. And I'm rolling it out as thin as I can without breaking it. Now, this first one, y'all gonna clown me about this first one. Child, that shit looked at all type of weird. It didn't come out right. It just... it's just like, how when sometimes you make that first waffle or that first pancake, that motherfucker do not want to act right. It do what it wants to do, and 9 times out of 10 it just comes up looking just bruh. So this is where I went wrong at. I cut the sides trying to make it nice and neat, you know what I'm saying? And so I put the filling in there. I put too much in it, first of all. And then I put the cheese. Yeah. And I put way too much into that. Way too much. And I didn't have enough on the sides to kind of really give it the closure that it needed. So, but I did go and get my pastry brush. I used the water because sometimes you think more is more, but sometimes less truly is more. Sometimes you can't give too much to something, or else it just is gonna do that type of shit. I'm learning. Shit, I'm learning. Hey. But you're going to see the progression of how I get it together. Now watch this one, though. Now watch this. This one's going to turn out way better. Alright. I didn't show how I did all 4. However, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. You'll be able to see it on this one. And then I just got better at it each time. You know what I'm saying? So instead of trying to make the edges all nice and crisp, I just kind of let the dough do what it was doing. You know what I'm saying? I rolled it out, let the dough do what it needed to do. And then I was more strategic in the way that I layered it. So first I put down cheese, then meat, you see. And then I did a nice thin, I thinned out the meat, added a little bit more cheese. You know what I'm saying? I'm figuring out how I wanted that to go. I made the flaps around a little bit bigger, gave it a little bit more wiggle room. You feel me? There we go. And each time it came out better and better, right? Cut off some of that excess. Flapped it on down. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So next time when I make these, I'm going to definitely make the dough a whole lot more thin. And then, you know what I'm saying, do it again. But you see the progression. Like that last one, crispy as finnuck. You see how, you see it? I know you see it. I gotta see it. I know you see it. You see, because now we see, you see. So it went all the way. Now let's fry. So now that was the first one. That one on the side started popping open and crap. So I had to get a little bit of the excess dough and kind of wrap that around. That was the only one that had a spill out like that too. But it still tasted decent. You feel me? It still tasted alright. It still tasted good. The flavors and everything was there. It just looked crazy as hell. You know what I mean? See, it's puffing out and now the seal is broken. And so it started to fry the inside of it. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't turn out right at all. But like I said again, the flavors was delicious. It was just texturally an issue, and the aesthetic of it was not very good. It just didn't do what it needs to do. But the other one, you see, that's like a straight up, it's doing what it needs to do. It's looking like a pizza, a puff, okay? Shit, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So I went on ahead, pushed the other one over to that side, brought that one a little closer so you guys can see how it's frying in that grease. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I was very happy with the way that these turned out. But again, like I said, I'm always looking for ways to improve. I will make this again. Next time I make it, I'm going to make sure that I make the tortilla dough very much, thinner, because that baking powder that I put inside of the flour expands it. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it puff. You know what I mean? So look at that. Don't that look good? Oh yeah, okay, that one. But look at these. For real. Oh my goodness. And just because that one looked the way it looked doesn't mean that it wasn't delicious. Because as you see, I tore that one up. I ate that before I even started eating dinner. So now let's look at the plate of it. And now remember those cucumbers. If you saw my fried rice and the spring roll video, which was the last video that I put up, you would have seen that I had those cucumbers and I literally forgot to eat them up. But it's all good. So let me give you guys a little bit of a different view. Now look at that. Ooh, isn't that beautiful? I mean, for real. I'm talking about the exterior, super crispy, delicious. Now we're gonna cut into it. Yes, flaky. Yeah, now look at that. Ooh, cooked all the way through. Delicious. Look at all that juicy feeling with that meat, all the flavor, the seasoning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And y'all know how I am. I'm just really finna bite the hell out this thing. Now look at this. Oh, close up on it. My mouth just got watery all over again. Now look at that. Beautiful. I bit the hell out the damn pizza puff. It was delicious. Full of that unctuous, delicious sauce. And you know, it was a thicker sauce. So it's not like how when you make spaghetti. You know what I mean? It's more of a thicker, kind of like a paste almost. So it turned out very delicious. You can taste the sweet basil. You can taste just that beautiful tomato. And I cooked it long enough so, you know, when you're using tomato paste, you have to make sure that you cook it, or else it'll still have kind of like that canned, like, you know what I mean? You really want that sauce to come together, you know, with those delicious flavors and that balsamic vinegar, the red wine. It just deepened it. It's like pizza puff but gourmet, you feel me? And I really I promise you I enjoyed making these. I had a good time making these. Kneading the dough is an amazing stress reliever. You know what I'm saying? It's just really relaxing. It's a way of decompressing. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of like letting the day fall away and creating something beautiful and delicious that myself and my kids can enjoy. You know what I'm saying? And now we're going to come with a palate cleanser. These cucumbers, these beautiful cucumbers that have been marinating. And what's in the bowl with the cucumbers is just some zesty Italian dressing and some black pepper. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But it's so flavorful, so delicious. And it really cleansed the palate and it just elevated the experience altogether. Now, this pizza puff is something, like I said, that I'm definitely going to make again. I want to make some lemon pepper wings, you know, just try my hand at a bunch of different dishes that you would normally order, you know what I'm saying, and just make it at home, you know, and really enjoy it. And I make it my way. So it's my own recipe for a classic. And I believe I did an amazing job at it because, y'all, the flavors, what I tell y'all about them flavors, they just be popping all in and through, all around, you know what I'm saying, just all through the whole plate, you feel me? I really enjoyed myself. Look, spazzing with the, you know what I'm saying, you know it's good, you get to shaking it and shit, like, damn, who told you to taste this good? I did. I said, tastes delicious, and the food was just like, period. And I just want to, you know, I always have, you know, my little encouraging words I come through with. And I want to tell y'all this. Anytime you think about stopping something because of what other people think, don't. Think again. Oh, look at that. You know, I picked up all of that. Because a lot of the times people have different reasons and motivations for why they try so hard to keep you down, or, you know what I'm saying, sometimes they don't feel very good about themselves, so they feel like they have to do it. You don't worry yourself with trying to figure out why a person is projecting onto you. Just know yourself and move forward. You know what I'm saying? Just know yourself and move forward. That is what I would tell you. You know, that's what I tell myself. You know what I'm saying? When I see how people can act, and, you know, some people really are kind of fucked up. But don't you be. You keep shining. You hear me? You be amazing. Just like this food. Absolutely amazing. Period. Also, everyone, I wanted to give a moment of silence for the Palestinians, especially Black Palestinians. They are under attack. Children are dying. No one should have to live in fear 24/7 of their lives. No one should have to live in fear at all. And I ask that you guys send up prayers, and they need to stop. What's going on right now is wrong, and the Israeli government needs to stop. Stop. All right, y'all, thanks for coming through once again and vibing with your girl Q. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. And if you guys like this art, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button so you can subscribe to your girl. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the freshness coming from the Fresh Squad.
God.